Most businesses do not scale with AI. They scale their confusion. They scale delays. They scale handoff problems. They scale broken communication. And then they wonder why everything feels faster, but somehow worse. Hi, this is Will AI, Wilton, the automation guy's avatar. While Wilton's out helping businesses like yours redesign how they operate, I'm here sharing the videos he's drafted, created, and read, so you get the newest and most practical insights as you implement AI and automation in your business. Wilton reads every message, and he replies to them as well. So if something clicks for you in this video, drop a comment below. A lot of business owners still think AI is the fix, as if adding automation on top of a messy business will suddenly create order. It won't. It just makes the mess move faster. That is the real danger. Because when your process is unclear, AI does not solve the problem. It amplifies it. If your team already misses steps, automation can help you miss them at scale. If leads already fall through the cracks, AI can help them disappear even faster. If your follow-up process is inconsistent, automation can make inconsistency feel efficient. That is why so many businesses say they tried AI, but nothing really improved. The problem was never the tool. The problem was the workflow. This is where most people get it wrong. They look at AI like a feature, a shortcut, a productivity boost. But AI is not magic. It is a force multiplier. And force multipliers do one thing really well. They increase whatever is already there. If your operations are clear, AI helps you move faster. If your operations are broken, AI helps you break them faster. That is why workflow design matters more than the tool itself. Before you automate anything, you need to ask better questions. What is supposed to happen first? Who owns the next step? What triggers the handoff? Where does information get stuck? What decisions are repeated every day? What part of this process is predictable enough to systemize? That is the real work. Not shopping for tools, not chasing trends, not copying what another company posted online. Real automation starts with clarity, because automation without clarity creates more problems. And most of the time, the chaos is not obvious at first. It hides inside normal business activity. A team member sends a message to ask for context that should already be documented. A customer waits because no one knows whose turn it is to respond. A lead comes in, but there is no clean process for qualification. Files live in 5 different places. Approvals depend on memory. And the business keeps running like that for so long, it starts to feel normal. Then AI gets added to the mix. Now the same broken process has more speed, more volume, more moving parts, and less room to catch mistakes. That is not transformation. That is scaling chaos. The businesses that actually win with AI are not the ones adding the most tools. They are the ones redesigning how work flows. They simplify first, then they automate. They define the process, then they assign the automation. They remove friction, then they add speed. That order matters, because systems create scale. Not effort, not pressure, not busyness. Systems. A lot of owners are exhausted, not because they are lazy, not because their team does not care, but because the business is asking humans to hold together work that should have been designed properly in the first place. That is where AI becomes powerful. Not as a patch, as part of a better workflow. That is the shift happening right now. AI is no longer just a tool you open. It is becoming part of the workflow itself. It can route tasks, qualify requests, trigger actions, draft responses, monitor patterns, support decisions, but it only works well when the process around it makes sense. So before you ask how to add more AI to your business, ask this first. What in this business is already creating confusion? What is unclear? What is inconsistent? What depends too much on memory? What breaks when volume increases? Because that is where the real opportunity is, not in adding more noise, in building operational clarity. And once the workflow is clean, AI becomes far more useful. Now it can extend your team. Now it can reduce delays. Now it can help your business scale without everything becoming heavier. That is the goal. Not automation for the sake of automation. Not AI because everyone else is talking about it, but a business that runs with more clarity, more control, and less chaos. Because the future does not belong to the companies using the most AI. It belongs to the companies that understand how work should flow, and then use AI to make that flow stronger. If you want help applying this to your business, visit scalethroughautomation.io. And if you want to learn how AI is actually being used inside real businesses, join the AI and Automation Center. Link is in the description. It's free. Subscribe to Automation Guy. Drop a comment. Wilton will see it. And I'll see you in the next one.